Hello, everybody. This is Milad, and I'm here today with you with another session of ColdBox series. Actually, we learned how to create an event handler and also how to work with incoming data from URLs and forms. And now we want to continue with adding a layout. And in just a moment, we're gonna learn what is a layout in ColdBox and why we use it. So as a web developer, or specifically as a front-end developer, it is pretty common to create a web page. You need to have different parts. For instance, you need a toolbar, you need a nav bar, you need footer, header, sidebar, and all sorts of components you need to have in your website and web page. And the important part is that uh, in most cases, in most pages actually, you have most of these components. For instance, in every page of the website, you have a footer, and probably you have uh, a pretty similar sidebar in all the pages of your website. So one way to do it is actually to copy and paste the script of sidebar or navbar or the footer over and over in all the pages you want to create, in all the templates you want to create for every page. But this isn't a very useful method, because if you want to change something in the footer or in the sidebar, you need to change all the scripts together. And if the website is huge, it's going to take a lot of time from you to do it. So one of the most important rules in programming is that don't repeat yourself, and it is a very important rule. So we don't want to we want to just create a sidebar component once and use it over and over in different pages. So layout is a way to do this. And actually, if we look at our example, let me show it to you. We have this example, and by default, when you create a view in ColdBox, uh, it's already containing a footer and a header, or a navbar, as you say. And the only thing you can see in the view is actually the main body. But where is the footer and header? And as I explained it before, it's actually, let me show it to you. Here in set view method for event object, actually we first set the view we want to show, and it's actually hello slash index. If we look at index view, we can see that we have only the body of the page here, and there is no sign of footer or header. So what happened to the footer and header? And actually, there is a hidden parameter here, which is the layout. And actually, by default, the ColdBox sets the default layout for us. And where's the default layout is in the layout folder, and it's main.cfm. And as you can see, this is exactly the footer and header we see in our project. And if I it actually puts our view at the middle of the layout by using in fact by using a render view function. And this is how it works. Okay, let's get back to the documentation and see what we should do next. Okay, the layout is actually a parent template where we can put all the pieces together to create a integrated template or view actually. So we can have we can create a new layout in ColdBox pretty easily with ColdBox create layout and the name of layout. And we can put different components and parts and combine them together in that layout. Let me to show you an example. So first of all, let's create a sample layout here, just using command box, paste it here, and if I paste it correctly, let's type ColdBox create, ColdBox create view name, for instance, sample layout. Uh, we want to have a layout actually. And now in the layouts folder, we have a new layout called sample layout. It's empty actually right now, but what we can do here is that we can put all the pieces together, all the parts we want. We want to have a footer, we want to have a nav bar, we want to have a sidebar, and etc. So what we should do is actually use render view uh, as much as we want. And to do that, to use this ability, we need to create a new view for our, for example, for our footer. So I'm gonna create a new view called box create view, and the name of view, I'm gonna call it footer, and I want to put it in the main folder and hit enter. So let's look at the main folder here in the views folder, and we have a new view called footer. And this is our footer actually, and we want to use this footer in our uh, sample layout. We can use it like this. So as same as the documentation here we have. And now the only thing I need to do is to pass the name of the sample layout as the layout of the uh, view I want to see. So here I should say I want to have a layout with the layout I created with the name of sample layout. So if I refresh the page of project, oops, there is something wrong. Let's see what happened. So hello CFC41. Let's see. 41. Oops. If you want to pass your layout, actually you need to set the view explicitly, and this is how it works. And I'm gonna save it and refresh it again, and voila, it works. And let me remove this. Okay, so here I have a footer, and I have the main body and also the title of my layout. So by this example, by this method actually, we can have the same footer in all the pages we want. The only thing we need to do is just pass the layout as sample layout, and there is no need to actually copy the footer. There's no need to copy the footer and paste it into our view, for example, in index.cfm. There is no need to do something like this in every page we want, and it will be enough that we use a layout as our layout and our parent template actually. So let's get back to the documentation, and that's it. And here uh, uh, it's trying to tell that we can do it differently. We can first set the view and then set the layout, and uh, instead of actually pass both parameters at the same time. So in this case, there is no need to define view or layout. That was it for this session. I see you in the next lesson. Bye bye.